Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Space Marine 2 video. So right after having fun with the Assault class, I shifted my focus to another melee-oriented Space Marine, the Bulwark. Now, I have enjoyed my time playing the Assault class, but I'll be honest and say that the Bulwark is the best class right now to play, whether solo or with a team in PvE content. Okay, let me explain why. I'm very close to maxing all the classes in the game, and the only one that is not yet maxed out is the Vanguard, and I can say that this is yet another good melee class that incorporates range attacks to be effective on the battlefield. The main sources of survival for this class are evasion and parrying. The same goes for the Assault class, but this class is more focused on melee combat. The Sniper can also be a good melee class, and he can incorporate dodging and stealth to be effective. However, trying all these classes with ruthless difficulty, one thing is for sure, and that is all of these Space Marines are not forgiving enough for new to mid-level players, as you will need to be skillful enough to parry and dodge attacks to survive. I'm glad that I have invested some time playing Assault to practice parrying and evading enemy attacks. Once I was close to mastering the technique, the transition to playing the Bulwark class was easy and buttery smooth. This class has one feature that other melee classes don't have, and that is the ability to block most range and melee attacks with his shields. It can block almost anything except for those waves of the Hive Tyrant, the devastating attacks of Terminus units that can't be parried, and those beam attacks from ranged Terminus enemies. With Bulwark's shield, you can easily close the gap between you and range enemies, and your shield also can bash enemies, causing them to lose control if you have the specific perk, and knock down smaller units that expose them to gun strikes. The shield alone is a great survivability tool for the Bulwark, and when you have mastered the art of parry and evasion, the class gets even better. The Bulwark can parry enemy attacks, and it gets better when you equip a melee weapon that has fencing, as it enhances your perfect parry window. The best part is, when you parry an attack, you can create a shock area similar to Shock Grenade, and it will damage enemies if you have this perk called Defensive Advantage in your build. While it might have a very long cooldown, but the shock area stays for quite some time, enough to be useful in situations when enemies are swarming you. Aside from that, you also have the option to equip an emergence countermeasure that also creates a shock area when your armor is depleted. These two perks are insane for Bulwarks to put out some decent damage against enemies, and it gets better as there is also a perk called Shock and Awe that increases the damage dealt to enemies by 25% when they are in the shock area. Honestly, the damage output of Bulwark when it comes to hitting enemies with his melee weapon is not as good as the Assault class that can incapacitate warrior type enemies in ruthless difficulty with 4 strikes. You will keep on spamming your melee attack for a couple of strikes, and the shock area provided by the perks we have discussed earlier will help you clear waves and waves of enemies easily. Not to mention that you also can parry attacks and do gun strike damage and finish enemies off with fatalities. Basically, Bulwark can deal decent damage, but not on his melee alone. In fact, doing the Hive Tyrant in ruthless difficulty is more about gun strikes and activating the shock area to do damage. Spamming your melee attack will be costly, and it's better to finesse the boss than just doing brainless melee spam strikes. Aside from all of that, the Bulwark also has the chapter banner, which restores all squad members' armor within the area. The ability lasts for a couple seconds, and this is broken when paired with the invigorating icon perk. Your unique ability becomes a safety net, and you can have full health instantly when you activate it at the right moment. What I usually do is that when I have low health, I immediately activate the banner if available when I am close to finishing off a warrior type enemy. The banner will instantly give me a white health bar, and after the finisher, it will then restore my health to full. Then, I can just stay in the area of the banner to regenerate armor and finish off all remaining enemies. This is another technique that most melee classes in the game don't have. The ability of Bulwark to fully restore his health without breaking a sweat makes him a favorable melee class to play with in harder difficulties. Other melee classes can restore their health to full through the contested health mechanic, but it's not as effective as the Bulwark's upgraded chapter banner that gives you full contested health, then restores your health bar fully after doing a finisher kill. And finally, the Bulwark also has damage reduction perks if you choose to equip them. You have the Conviction perk that grants a 25% damage reduction to health when your armor is fully depleted. Then there's also the Steel Within that grants another 250% damage reduction to health when your health bar is less than 50%. These perks will make you a tank in the game, allowing you to outlast waves and waves of enemies. However, you can also turn your Bulwark into a class that makes defense the best offense. Aside from shock area damage, the Bulwark also has the Intimidating Aura perk that damages enemies after a perfect parry. If you master the parry mechanics, then this will come in handy against an enemy swarm. But a warning before choosing this perk though, I think the passive is bugged right now, as it doesn't say anything about removing the ability to gun strike if this perk is active. I have tried lots of missions equipped with a fencing power sword that grants the highest perfect parry window, and it seems that equipping this perk right now will remove your ability to do gun strikes after a perfect parry. parry. I don't see anything reason why would the gun strike be removed, as it's not indicated in the description whatsoever. I just hope that if this is a bug, then it will get fixed as soon as possible. The perk is really good as it rewards you when parrying attacks, but I would not use it if it involves losing the gun strike mechanics. Overall, I honestly think that Bulwark is an amazing class in Space Marine 2. I know the meta right now is the melty gun, but when you start using melee and perfecting the counter mechanics in this game, this is when the true fun begins in Space Marine 2. The melee in this game is so addicting, and the Bulwark is just on a whole new level when it comes to killing everything, even in solo mode. This is the class wherein I said that I am confident of what I have, and that I can take down any challenges easily. It's also funny because in other classes, I always prioritize killing those warrior types that are calling for backups. With the Bulwark class, I just said that keep them coming. The rest of the video features a solo run in ruthless difficulty taking down the Hive Tyrant. It's not as skillful as you think, and I still have a long parry practice session ahead before I can perfect everything. But this shows you that the Bulwark with the build I have shown, you can solo even the hardest difficulty in the game easily. By the way, when I say solo, it means that I don't have any human teammates and I just have bots, as the game doesn't truly allow you to do a mission with only one player. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope to see you again in our next video. Squad Leader signing off.
These galaxies look north. Ravenous brood. Skitter to the grave, Seagulls. I can understand why the Astral Minotaur struggled to repel that ball. For the Imperium of Man! That silence to me. Skitter to the grave, Seagulls. Where shall I plant this flag? Direct me to where I can place these charges. Direct me to where I can place these charges. Charges wired.
The Hive Tyrant will reach your position shortly. Join the Imperial Guard defenses up on the bridge, and lure that Xenos Colossus into the kill zone.
Banner, ready to deploy.
The Hive Tyrant is on its way, but it is a horde of Xenos between you and it. Dig in for the long haul. Its attention. It is moving to intercept. Applying more pressure.
Enemies on our position. That silence too kitty.
Keep your eyes peeled. The Xenos leader beast will be in visual range shortly.
This galaxy's not yours to become. Remain stalwart, brothers.
I've never seen such an atrocity. Hold. Give the Hive Beast a moment. Detonate the charges now.
Where shall I plant this flag? Proceed to checkpoint. Every last Xenos for the Imperium! We crush the ravenous brood to the power. Ready to deploy. Blessed stand. Amplify our battle. Behold, the supremacy of good. defeated. Our banner awaits unfurled. Skitter to the grave, Signos. For the Imperial attack! Tyranids dispatched and dismantled. banner to win some firm.
Brilliant, Damocles. Fox Jammer eliminated.